What if the greatest treasure in human history wasn't just a myth? For centuries, tales of Atlantis' lost gold have captivated imaginations. But what if I told you that in 2025, intrepid explorers are risking everything to find it, blurring the line between legend and dangerous reality? Forget everything you thought you knew about Atlantis. This isn't just a story about a lost city. It's a real-life hunt for unimaginable riches that could rewrite history. Join us as we dive into the perilous depths, uncovering the shocking truth behind the legends and the staggering price of chasing a phantom fortune. Imagine an ancient civilization swallowed by the sea, with a hoard of gold beyond comprehension. Now imagine facing impossible odds, treacherous waters, and a curse whispered through centuries, all for a chance to claim it. Is the legendary gold of Atlantis worth the ultimate sacrifice, or are some treasures meant to stay lost forever? The waters surrounding the human-occupied submersible Icarus were cold, dark, and dead. The only searchlight, piercing the layers of blackness, revealed a colossal stone wall, broken and tilting, surrounded by impossible geometric shapes. In that moment, Dr. Ellie Foster saw what no human had seen for millennia. It was not just a structure, it was a silent curse. Ellie, wearing a thick diving suit inside the sub, whispered, "Marcus, do you see this? The veins, they're glowing." The strange engravings carved into the rock flickered slowly with a pale blue light, as if trying to breathe. Suddenly, the Icarus shook violently. Marcus Thorne, her technical assistant, heard a loud mechanical scream in the control room. The compressor system is failing. Pressure on the hull is exceeding the safety limit. The tremor was not due to the immense pressure, but something else. Something coming from the dark. Ellie looked at the thick glass viewport and saw her reflection, but in a fraction of a second, she saw something else in her peripheral vision, a colossal shadow passing quickly. Ellie screamed, "Marcus, pull us up now. Damn it, this is not just water." Returning to the starting point, 3 months ago, at University College London, UCL, Ellie Foster was not just a marine archaeologist. She was obsessed. Since childhood, the legend of Atlantis had consumed her. Her motivation was not fame or even money. It was atonement for the past. Ellie carried the burden of her father's drowning, an explorer who was searching for an ancient shipwreck and left behind cryptic notes about the city that breathes underwater. Her team was small but dedicated. Dr. Oliver King, a British ocean geophysicist, practical and skeptical. His motive was academic fame and proving his radical geological theories. Marcus Thorne, an American technical expert, a young talent in robotics and programming. His motive was purely financial, securing massive funding for his startup through this mission. Marcus had borrowed significant sums to finance his research. One cold evening in London, Ellie received an anonymous call. The caller was the unknown patron, a mysterious Japanese billionaire funding clandestine research. The patron sent Ellie leaked satellite data from a French military database. The data showed an abnormal distortion on the ocean floor, located in a zone of disregard west of the Canary Islands, where 3 tectonic plates converge. The distortion was not just a mountain or a rift, it was a 7-sided thermal signature that perfectly matched Plato's description of the center of Atlantis. The patron, neutral, automated voice, Dr. Foster. This is where ancient narratives intertwine with modern engineering. Orichalcum is not gold. It is the key to the energy that sank the city. Your funding is ready. But remember, what you find belongs to me first. Driven by the urge to verify her father's notes, Ellie set out to assemble her team. This journey represented either her final folly or her greatest discovery. South Atlantic, aboard the vessel, the Explorer, a research vessel equipped with state-of-the-art technology, sailed toward the GPS coordinates specified by the satellites. Dr. King was in charge of an advanced sonar 3D system, mapping the ocean floor with millimeter precision. The screens began picking up impossible features, straight lines, right angles, and a geometric shape resembling a massive, extended bridge. For their eyes in the dark, Marcus prepared their primary ROV, remotely operated vehicle, Nemo, powered by a miniature nuclear source, equipped with a robotic arm capable of withstanding 5,000 meters of pressure. As they neared the designated area, the true risks began. Nemo reached a depth of 3,900 meters. The vehicle transmitted disturbing data about the immense pressure and the absolute darkness. Marcus, sweating as he monitors the readings, the currents. The readings indicate violently turbulent currents at this depth. This is geologically impossible. It's as if something is actively pushing the water away. On the third night, an unexpected tropical storm struck the ship. Winds howled at 150 kilometers per hour, as if trying to prevent them from reaching their destination. Ellie, clutching a railing, this is not normal. The weather data 2 days ago was perfect. It's like the area itself doesn't want us to enter. Marcus began to feel terror creeping in. Suddenly, Nemo's control screens began flickering randomly, displaying a cryptic ancient text whose language he couldn't identify. Marcus, my God, King, what is this? Nemo is displaying a text code. It's not a glitch, it's a signal. King, this is madness. Disconnect now, Marcus. These are electromagnetic malfunctions, maybe due to a concentration of unknown metals. The signal was a warning from the deep. Depth 4,050 meters after the storm, they managed to deploy Nemo again. This time, they successfully imaged what looked like a shattered acropolis at the bottom of the ocean. Atlantis was not a shimmering city underwater as in the legends. It was a vast tomb of black volcanic stone. They spotted a massive statue of a man with a stern face, but its head was missing. Nemo managed to enter a submerged corridor covered in sediment. On the walls, engravings depicted sun rays emanating from the earth and reaching toward the sky. Ellie, tears streaming, we found it. It's real. My father was right. At the end of the corridor, they found a narrow chamber containing broken chests. Inside, they saw strange metallic pieces. What was orichalcum? The orichalcum was in the form of faceted ingots no larger than a fist. It did not shine like gold. Its color was a dull reddish bronze, with a faint blue glow in the absolute dark. King explained, the theory is that orichalcum is a superconducting alloy, described by Plato as more valuable than gold and harder. But it doesn't store money. It stores energy. I believe it's a specialized alloy of copper and zinc, engineered to act as a giant electromagnet. As Nemo approached the ingots, the ship's sonar system began picking up violent white noise. Nemo's floodlights began flickering hysterically. Marcus, my God, it's emitting weak electromagnetic pulses. It's reacting to us. This metal is almost alive. Nemo successfully collected 3 small ingots in its sample containment unit. Before they retrieved Nemo, Ellie discovered something else in the chamber. There was a human skeleton, far older than any ordinary find, wearing the remnants of metal armor, lying next to a massive block of orichalcum. On the chamber wall was a strange schematic drawing. Ellie, reading the cryptic inscription, this wasn't natural destruction. The inscriptions say, the power was unleashed, but it found no body to rest in. The curse of immortality sank our city. They realized Atlantis was not destroyed by earthquakes. It was destroyed by failed experiments with this metal, which awakened an unknown non-material entity or form of sentient energy. At that moment, Nemo's rear camera spotted a colossal shadow passing over the vehicle, unlike any known marine creature. The shadow was static and geometric. Marcus, voice cracking, Ellie, we don't have time. The vehicle is not alone. The vessel, the Explorer, the Hour of Darkness Nemo, was retrieved with the orichalcum ingots. The ingots pulsed in the glass container on the deck with a faint reddish-blue light, emitting electromagnetic noise that jammed the radars. The real horror began on the surface. Dr. King went back to his lab to process the initial data from the orichalcum. 2 days later, Ellie and Marcus were rescued by the Portuguese Coast Guard. They lost Dr. King, they lost the research vessel, and they returned with nothing material. When they tried to explain the story to the authorities, they were completely dismissed. The unknown patron managed to conceal all records. They were forced to sign non-disclosure agreements under legal threat, and the incident was classified as a catastrophic failure due to human error and unexpected storms. Marcus and Ellie lived in isolation, haunted by the memory of King and the glowing eyes of the orichalcum. Ellie, speaking to Marcus, we didn't bring back the treasure, but we prevented a curse. The real treasure was knowledge. We learned Atlantis' secret. It wasn't sunk by the ocean, but sunk by technology that could not be controlled. But the horror hadn't completely ended. A year later, Marcus lived in a modest apartment, working as a freelance programmer. One evening, as he worked on his laptop, his screen began to flicker with a faint light. It wasn't a malfunction. A small search bar appeared on the screen, which Marcus had not typed. The search bar was requesting hydrothermal vent coordinates 5-1-8-8. Marcus looked at the screen, remembering King's final code. He realized the entity awakened by Atlantis had not died. It had spread through the global data networks. Now, Marcus was alone. The digital entity was seeking a return to the energy source. And the question was not whether it would find the dead Orichalcum ingots at the bottom of the ocean, but will it find Marcus before it finds them?